we have a young woman, Zainab Anwar, who's going to come up and give a very brief speech. She's a 10th grader, and she's a member of the speech club, and she's going to be speaking about democracy. Please give Zainab Anwar a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you for being here at tonight's CAIR dinner. As you all are aware, tonight's theme is making democracy work. Before I go on further, let's first define the word democracy itself. Democracy comes from the root word demo, which in Greek means the people, and is broadly defined as a system of government elected by the whole population or all the eligible members of state. So how do we make this concept truly work? To make democracy work, we must be a notion of participants, not simply observers. If you are not a participant, then ask yourself this. Do you really have the right to complain? People often say that in a democracy, decisions are made by a majority of people. Of course, that is not true. Decisions are made by a majority of those who make themselves heard and participate in their civil liberties. As we can all see, Islam continues to be at the center stage of the global community. Yet, the Muslim world, which is 1/5, tends to be in a dysfunctional state. Just recently, we have seen the revolutions for democracy in Egypt, Tunisia, Syria, and Libya, amongst others. This leads many to believe that as a system, religious, economic, and social principles of Islam cannot coexist in today's Western democracy. In fact, the truth is the principles of modern democracy derive from the early Islamic Khilafat. In fact, the first Islamic state was not founded on the shadows of the sword, but in the security of a social contract, better known as the Constitution of Medina. The Constitution led the torch of freedom by establishing a free state for a pluralistic society in which, at that time, Muslim, Jews, Christians, and pagans could live in a free state. This free state was the first of its kind in the intellectual and political history of human civilization and was founded by none other than our beloved Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, more than 1,300 years before the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Unfortunately, the authoritarian regimes of many of today's nations have played the Islamic world and hijacked our religion in its lack of tolerance for democracy. How odd is it that our own people have swayed so far away from the teachings of our own faith? Unfortunately, if you think about it, as citizens of America, we will cross the ocean to fight democracy, but won't leave our own homes or cross our own streets to fight for our own rights. It is important that we make our voices heard and that we project an image of Islam that is conducive to what our faith preaches. We cannot let others who take our faith hostage be the spokesperson for our ummah, whether it is someone from our own community who is projecting only extremist views or a hater of Islam like Pam Geller. We are the people, and it is by the people that great democracy like ours, the United States of America, allows us to live by our constitutional rights as ordained by the Constitution. We cannot let anyone take these rights away from us. So I urge all of you who are sitting here to pass on the torch of democracy and become involved citizens within this great country we call home. I would like to end this with a quote from a famous American author, Louis L'Amour. Good beginnings make a good end, and victory is not won in miles, but in inches. In closing, I would like to thank CAIR for giving me the opportunity to speak and would like to emphasize that it is imperative to support civil liberties organizations such as CAIR, along with ACLU, who are in the audience tonight. Support these organizations by becoming registered members so that all of our civil liberties are protected. Thank you and good night.